Yes, sir.
We'll start with the opening statement.
Yeah, all praise to the man upstairs, man. Really helped us grind it out tonight. Tough environment to play in, tough environment to win in. Gritty, tough wins on the road is what good teams are able to do. This team is growing. We got a long way to go, a lot of things to get cleaned up, some opportunities there that we missed. But in the end, you got to find a way to win on the road. And they were able to do that. I thought ULL had an unbelievable game plan to try to keep our offense off the field, which they did a really good job of that. Our defense stood up when we needed it. A lot of people were worried about this southern other place. They better worry about these guys in the locker room because these guys care. And this is the new Southern Miss. It's not one group. It's not an old group. It's a group that came together in August and made a decision about what they wanted to do. Now, that doesn't mean we're there. That doesn't mean that we are anywhere near where we need to be. But they come to work every week. They're learning how to win on the road. They're learning how to prepare. We got to rally and do the same thing. We need everybody in Hattiesburg at homecoming. We got a chance to do something that hasn't been done here in a very long time, which is the floor for us, which is get a bowl eligible against a really good team. So we need everybody to show up. It's been 2 tough weeks on the road. Our guys have battled. Now we get to come home a little bit and do it in front of our fans. So really proud of these guys, man. Really proud of their competitive spirit. Really proud of the way they went out and even through the ups and downs of the game, they continued to stay together on the sidelines. Got a lot of stuff to get cleaned up, way too many penalties. Right now we're probably the most undisciplined team in the country, I'm sure. But we still got to get some things cleaned up. But we're learning how to respond when things don't go well. We weren't doing that earlier in the year. So really proud of these guys.
Coach, what was the play call on the 98-yard touchdown?
Yeah, it was old school Madden. Micah beat the guy in front of you. At some point, man, we got to start understanding how good we are and stop trying to be perfect. Now, there's situational football. Obviously, at the end of the game, we could have done some things trying to keep our defense off the field. Some of the runs we were running, may not have the best numbers, but at that point in the game, it was about trying to eat the clock. But at some point, man, our offense is good enough to make plays, and we got to start expecting plays to be made. I'm not saying that we'll be throwing 98-yard touchdowns every week, but Coach Anderson did a great job all week. Him and Coach Coughlin have really diving into their kind of backed up game plan and what we felt was good. Thought it was a really good call, really good execution, though. I mean, you can call whatever you want if the players can't execute. Makes it difficult. And I thought those guys did a great job. O-line protecting, giving us the time. Braylon with a really good throw into the wind, which was a little bit of an issue in the beginning of the game while we didn't throw it as much just because of some of the conditions. But when we needed to execute, we did. Really good complementary football today. Offense responded when defense got some turnovers and some stops. Special teams showed up a little better in the kicking game today. So really good complementary football.
Coach, you talked to me in New Orleans about what it was going to do to make the team different. You said true grit. You said that was something that Dr. Paul had talked to you about, and Jeremy. Is that a step you guys are taking? I know you're not there yet.
Yeah, that's what Southern Miss is about, man. We're a gritty, love the Lord, down-to-earth group of people that work really hard. And this football team is going to reflect that. We got work to do. Obviously, some of us are new to kind of a little bit of the culture of Southern Miss. But it's non-negotiable. If you're going to be here, you're going to be a part of the culture. And that goes on campus, that goes in the locker room, when our guys go out in the community. This is not just a football team win. This is a community, this is a university, this is a hub city win. And if we keep stacking these things, the sky's the limit on what we can do together. Not just football, the other sports. I know women's basketball and softball are about to start up. It catches fire. When I got here, they reminded me that they had just won the women's golf championship, right? It catches fire. I'm not saying we're championship ready, but it catches fire. Like, everybody on campus should be on fire. We got a really good thing going. Got a lot of things we got to get cleaned up. But our city should be really, really, really proud of our student athletes, male and female, revenue sports and non-revenue sports. We are going in the right direction. Got a lot of work to do from a football standpoint. I don't know anything about women's golf, so don't ask me. I don't know anything. But where we are right now, we're making the right steps. Now, got to continue reboot next week and do the same thing.
Coach, I'm curious what you feel like your team learned today. This was the closest win you guys have had. Obviously, every win's a great win, but different game than the other wins.
Yeah, you got to win close games in order to be a good team because it builds confidence. We ended practice. We talked about our process preparing us to be different. The way we do things, how we practice, how long we practice, how physical we are in practice, how long we meet, all these things. we ended practice Thursday with a 55-yard field goal. And Creighton, I just asked him, we usually hit 2 or 3 at the end. I said, how long do you think you could hit? And he said with elite confidence, 55. And I looked at him like, yeah, right, let's see this. And he stroked it for about 60. So when he went out there today to hit the one right before the half, which I thought was a huge momentum swing, he had confidence because he'd already done it in practice. So we talk about preparing. And everybody on the team had confidence because they watched him stroke a 55 in practice. So again, we talk about our process being different. And the more and more we embrace that, collectively, coaches, players, everybody, we're going to be special. We still got to get discipline cleaned up. I don't know if I'm coaching my 3-year-old right now or I'm coaching 18 to 22-year-olds because whatever I say, they do the opposite. We got to get that cleaned up because it will catch up to us when we get further down the road and opportunities get less and less. But right now we're learning how to respond, which is a good thing. Now we got to learn how not to put ourselves in a situation to respond. If that makes sense.
Coach, running back by committee. I mean, because I've noticed.
Yeah, we don't have we play the guys. Every week we play the guys. Guy gets a good feel for what we're doing. Sometimes it's more of an inside zone game. Sometimes it's more of an outside zone game. We don't have any superstars on our team. We got Golden Eagles. And when your number's called, you got to make a play. If that had been Doc's rep that Micah called, he would have had to make a play. It's the same play we ran last week against Georgia Southern. It's the same play. It doesn't matter who's in there. You got to take advantage of the opportunity. Micah just happened to be up in the rotation, made a play. So we rotate guys at the running back position. The expectation doesn't drop off because your number changes, 0, 5, 14, 24. Some games are a little bit different. Hey, we want to try and get this guy on the edge, get this guy inside, but we don't have any superstars here. We got a bunch of guys who are pulling together for a common cause.
On the response part, it seemed like every time
your
Louisiana.
podcast. What was your numbers? Yeah,
Sorry?
Yeah. What were your numbers on your podcast?
I said 35-28.
Okay, we dropped you. Sorry, I was trying to help you out. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, but so.
Yeah, I was trying to help him out.
I'm trying to get mine.
Should have yelled down there when you were at me. I tried to find a way to score something. But go ahead.
I was just going to ask. So it seemed like every time Louisiana was starting to generate something, your defense would make a play. The Ahmere Foster interception at the end of the half, the fumble on the goal line. Just talk about the defense's ability to just get turnovers in crucial moments.
We talk about suffer well. Coach Seymour talks about it all the time with the defense. It ain't going to go right. It ain't going to go pretty. Every play's not going to be great. But you got to learn how to suffer well. And suffering well means in the midst of everything that's going wrong, somebody's got to do something well. And that usually goes back to your fundamentals and techniques. Somebody's got to make sure the call gets in so everybody get their cleats set. Somebody's got to, we've been working on punching at the ball since the flood. And we got one out today. They do a really good job of it. I think they're leading the conference. We talked about it. They got one out on us today. But that's what we talk about. Defense, if we got a blade of grass to defend, we got to defend it. And I think what that shows is the players are starting to play the next play, not letting the play before affect them. That's part of our process. We still got a ways to go. I don't want to keep getting these situations where the ball's on the 2 and we decide to punch it out and give the old man a heart attack, but the response has been really good.
Coach, were you prepared for the half they brought in Walker?
Yeah, we're always prepared. I knew what they were trying to do, which was really good. Obviously, their Walker is a 2-minute pass game. He probably understands the pass game a little better. We can't control what they do, but we can control our process. We had split periods this week between when number 2 was in the game, but defense was going to call, and 14 was in the game, when 4 was in the game. So we just went to what we prepared. We prepared the kids. Now, again, the kids executed. Didn't let it phase them. The game plan that we put in, if he was going to play, we started calling plays from that menu. The kids executed. There was some crossover. We knew, obviously, in that situation, it was a little bit more pass-oriented, so it helped us out a little bit. I thought they did a good job, man. Really good game plan, trying to help maximize their opportunities. We just made enough plays tonight to put us in a really good spot. It's what good teams do.
Coming here to Lafayette, how did it bring back some good memories for you, going into the game?
Yeah, I think it's always good. I try to be respectful of both places, and I always say the other place. I try to be respectful of both places. My time there was awesome, and I'm forever grateful. But I'm the head coach of Southern Miss now, and I try to be respectful of both places, not to over-communicate or over-talk about one or the other. I think both universities do a really good job. I thank them for the opportunity. I thank Jeremy for the opportunity. But I try to stay focused on Southern Miss. And I think hopefully our kids do the same thing. And I don't want to be disrespectful to either one, if that makes sense. That tenure was phenomenal. This tenure, phenomenal. The people there, phenomenal. The people here are phenomenal. But I have to be mindful to be respectful of both. So I don't, I'm talking all about, what happened last year. It's a totally different team. And I think that's what a lot of these teams are doing. They're worried about last year's team. Totally different team. Totally different mindset, totally different group of athletes, totally different lack of discipline, everything. But we got to focus on what this team can do tonight to rehab, get ready to go for tomorrow's rehab sessions, get ready to have a really good Monday, and get ready for a really good football team that's coming in. I tell these guys, when you get into your conference play, the records are out the window. It doesn't matter if a team's won 1 game or 12 games. You got to be ready to play. So hopefully the Rock will be jumping. I'm excited to get home. It's been a while since we've run out of our tunnel. I'm excited to get all the fans back, the cheerleaders, the donors, DJ Cujo, dance team, band, everybody, Seymour, everybody involved. Really excited to get home, especially with a win.
Thanks, guys.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. I'll start, man. Executing that 98-yard play. I mean, how did it make you feel? Feel like playing a video game? Just kind of talk about that play.
I mean, it was a play that we worked all week. We actually were working against zero cover, and they didn't line up in zero. They tried to get to their 2 roll, and Micah ended up running by the corner and the safety, and I just put up a good ball, and Micah did the rest. Shout out to the O-line for giving me more than enough time to get it off too. So.
Did you know that it's the longest passing play in Southern Miss history?
No. What was the one before that?
97 yards in 2008.
So that's nice. That's nice.
Davis, NFL quarterback.
That's nice. So 98. That's the longest pass in my career too. So that's pretty cool.
How does it feel just?
Oh, Dad, that's my dad.
How does it feel just knowing you have the record at Southern Miss?
I mean, it feels good. It's obviously always good to get your name in a book, but ultimately I just wanted to win the game. I'm a big team guy. I just love to win, honestly. I don't care if we win 3-0 or 100-0. I'm all about winning. So.
Well, I'm a little bit on the positive, instead of the positive side, I'm looking at what you threw the interception.
Yeah.
What was the read, and did you make the right play?
Yeah. So on that interception, me and Kyron, we kind of were just weren't on the same page. That was where the ball should have went. I could have put it a little bit more in front of Kyron, and he could have came flatter, cut the DB off. But it's football. When you throw the ball as much as we do, you're gonna have some interceptions. You're gonna have some balls get knocked down. It's just really all about how you respond. So.
Really, for this team to win a close game, obviously every win's a great win, but all the wins have been you guys scored 35 or more.
Yeah.
To win a game like this, what do you think it taught you about yourselves?
Yeah, I feel like it taught us that when it's crunch time, we're gonna do what it takes to do the win. Coach Huff was telling us right before the 4th quarter, it's their culture versus our culture, their process versus our process, and in the win, in the end, our culture and process outdid theirs. So
after the interception, your defense forced a 3-and-out. Missed field goal. It seemed like almost every time Louisiana was able to generate any type of momentum, the defense would just make a big play.
Yeah.
How confident does that give you as an offense?
I mean, honestly, it makes you feel like you can do no wrong when you have a defense that's, is going to get 3-and-outs. They're going to force turnovers. They're going to give us short field. Honestly, I feel like we're playing with the best defense in the country. They're 1 or 2 in their turnovers. I know we're top 5 in sacks and pressures. It doesn't get any better than that, especially as a quarterback. I feel like I can do no wrong when I got a defense like that behind me. So
every week when you guys come in, like this lineup here, you have different sets, different matchups that Coach Anderson works with you on. Is it difficult going from one to the next, or is it just something that you're used to?
Yeah, I mean, it's really something I'm used to. But Coach Anderson and Coach Huff, they always say it's never about them. It's always about us. All of our plays, everything we're doing, it's a progressional read. So, if this guy goes this way, I'm working this way. If he goes that way, I'm going to go that way. So, all of our stuff, honestly, we have a very good system, and it puts me in a position to succeed. So.
Really, I'm curious your thoughts on special teams. Jack's punt that ended up inside the 5. Just how do you think special teams did today, too?
Special teams showed up. Coach Huff told us that was going to be the difference in the game, and that was the difference in the game. We gave them a lot of fields where they had to go 80+. Creighton hit a big kick before the half. Even though he missed his first one, he bounced back. Especially being a young guy to have that that fortitude, that mental. mental disposition to be able to miss a kick and then come back and hit one right before the half, get the whole team, the whole sideline hype, So special teams had a big day, defense had a big day. This was just an all-around great team win, I think.
3-0 in Sun Belt play. You've obviously know what it takes to win here in this conference. How do you think it's just kind of fueling the locker room right now?
Nah, I know that locker room's livid right now, especially anytime we went on the road, we love the Rock, but when you went on the road, it's just a little bit different because, we have our fans that show up, we're going to have the family members that show up, but, ultimately it's really just us out there. It's our energy versus their whole stadium, Anytime you're able to make that home or away, obviously, in our standpoint, that away stadium be quiet, it's really big, so.
Anything else?
Thank you, Braylon.
Thanks so much.
At least not only from different quarterbacks coming in, y'all working on that. The coach said y'all been working on that most of the week. Right before halftime, the coach, when Walker came in, they just trying to change it up on the run defense to mainly pass.
Yeah, so we've been working on that all week. Keeping an eye on Lunch with his running ability, and then when Walker comes in, his passing ability is a little bit better in our opinion. So we knew they were going to be heavy on the pass once he got in, and we adjusted all week for that, prepared, and it came out great for us.
It seemed like every time Louisiana was able to generate any momentum, y'all just got a big play, a big turnover, your turnover before the half, the fumble on the goal line, another one in there. I mean, what does it say about this defense to just consistently be getting turnovers? Y'all are second or first in the country in turnover margin.
Yeah, it's just us being prepared and just having that role focus and just focusing on the details really. Throughout the whole week, we were working on having details and finishing off the game. So in order to make those big plays, that helped us finish out the game.
Coach Huff was talking about Coach Seymour's mentality for you guys. I think it's suffer hard.
Yeah, suffer well.
Suffer well. How do you feel like that defense kind of embraced that to turn into, a really nice, nasty unit,
Yeah, it's just all about focusing on the next play. Suffer well, no matter where they at on the field. You can always get a stop, always get them off the field. So we go, suffer well, the motto we go by every day. No matter the circumstance, suffer well.
For this team to win another game on the road, Braylon was talking about how big it is for you guys conference-wise. How do you feel like it's making you guys a better team, confidence-wise?
Yeah, winning on the road is very hard. Championship teams win on the road. So it's just gelling us together, getting us comfortable at home or on the road. That was a big focus for us last week, having that road focus. And we translated over to
Did you see the 98-yard touchdown? Or?
Yes, sir.
All right, what were your thoughts on that? I mean, how electric was that? You feel
it
like
was electric. I told Braylon right before the finish the game, and he told me he got me, and that's what he did. He finished it.
You guys good? Ahmere, thank you, man.
What was the play call on the 98-yard touchdown?
We made a check, it was against zero coverage. Kind of wanted to take a shot real quick, saw what they were in, ultimately came down to it. We took advantage of the opportunity we got, and it worked out in the end.
But
Did you know
the coach said y'all been working on that play all week long?
Yes, sir. We've been working the league from Monday, every single day. We've been working that check, and came out, we game planned it, worked out perfectly for us.
Did you know that it's the longest passing play in Southern Miss history?
Yeah, I actually didn't know that until after the game. I was jogging off the field, and somebody came up to me and told me. I was really happy about it.
How much fun was it? That ball hits your hands, nothing in front of you. How much fun was that?
It was one of those things that you dream about, really. Kind of catch it in stride, and you really just kind of take off knowing that you hear the crowd, all that. It's one of those, like I said, you can only dream about.
That play, how do you feel like it really changed the momentum for your team?
Definitely sparked us a lot. We kind of stalled a little bit on offense, just kind of the field position battle. And, that play really kind of sparked it open, gave us a lot of momentum, offense and defense.
Overall for
the
you guys.
defense helped y'all really, they're stalling these other teams' offenses. Was that really picking up y'all's effort?
Yes, I think we work hand in hand. The defense, whenever we kind of are struggling to get going, they kind of do a great job, stalling the other team's offense, allowing us to really kind of figure out what the defense is doing for us, ends up working out in the end.
Overall for you guys, to collect your third straight win, how do you feel like it's kind of elevating the rest of the locker room right now?
It's definitely a lot of energy flowing in the locker room. We kind of have a lot of confidence going into each and every week, just kind of day in, day out preparation. Kind of, like I said, that win is really going to kind of catapult us for the rest of the season.
I want to ask you too, this was a close win for you guys. Not that it's a bad win, everyone's a great win, but for you guys to learn how to play in that close game, what do you think it taught you guys?
I think it just shows the resilience in our unit. It's hard to win on the road, and so we've had 2 back-to-back weeks where we kind of had to fight to the end, and ultimately we showed our resilience and how we could push through it.
Micah, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you.